The last hours of jealous boyfriend killing teen death row inmate before execution. Discover the chilling stories of Judy Buenoano, Frances Elaine Newton, Teresa Lewis, Lou Beets, and Wanda Jean Allen as they face the ultimate consequences for their crimes, marking their tragic ends on death row. Judy Buenoano, ranking at number 6, was a cunning American serial killer active in the 1970s and 80s. While she didn't have a high body count, her infamy arose from her ruthless murders of those close to her for insurance money. She used capsules containing paraformaldehyde, a substance of interest in investigations. Buenoano displayed no remorse as she systematically killed her husband, boyfriend, and even her own son, all to collect insurance payouts. With each death, she accumulated significant sums of money, indulging in a lavish lifestyle that included opening a salon, buying expensive jewelry, and acquiring a new car. Living in Florida, she enjoyed luxury while avoiding suspicion. However, the tide turned when her final fiancé's car mysteriously exploded in 1983, arousing police suspicion. As authorities delved deeper into her life, they uncovered a trail of shocking crimes. In 1985, Buenoano, known as the Black Widow, was sentenced to death. Though overshadowed by more prolific serial killers, her case stands out due to the unsettling greed that fueled her killings. Additionally, Buenoano holds the dubious distinction of being the first woman executed in Florida in 150 years and the first woman to face the electric chair in the state. Frances Elaine Newton. Frances Elaine Newton, our fifth entry, was involved in a crime that shocked her family and the nation. Hailing from Houston, Texas, Newton lived an ordinary life until she was accused of killing her husband and 2 young children on April 7, 1987. Upon returning from a routine grocery store trip, she discovered their lifeless bodies. Despite a lack of substantial evidence linking her to the murders, Newton was found guilty and sentenced to death. In 1988, she was executed despite the efforts of advocates and human rights activists who fought to spare her from this tragic fate. Their pleas fell on deaf ears within a system that remained unmoved. Teresa Lewis. Teresa Lewis, a woman from Virginia, holds the 4th position on our list. She was sentenced to death for her involvement in the murders of her husband and stepson. The case attracted attention due to Lewis's low IQ and the manipulation she faced from the men who carried out the killings. Born in 1969, Lewis had a borderline intellectual disability. She relied on the support of her husband, Julian Lewis, and stepson, Charles. However, in 2002, she engaged in an affair with a man named Matthew Schallenberger. He convinced Lewis to have her husband and stepson killed in order to collect insurance money. Yielding to his influence, Lewis agreed, and Schallenberger enlisted Rodney Fuller and Matthew Jesse to carry out the murders. After a trial, Lewis was found guilty of capital murder and sentenced to death. Schallenberger, Fuller, and Jesse also faced legal consequences, receiving convictions and life sentences. In 2010, Teresa Lewis was executed by lethal injection, bringing an end to this tragic chapter. Lou Beets. Lou Beets, born in North Carolina, faced adversity throughout her life, including losing her hearing at a young age and experiencing abuse. She had a series of tumultuous and violent marriages. In 1985, compelling evidence emerged, leading the police to discover that Betty Lou was responsible for the murders of her 4th and 5th husbands. The investigation took a grim turn when her husband's remains were found in the yard of their Texas home. Despite vehemently pleading not guilty and blaming her own children for the crimes, Betty Lou was found guilty and sentenced to death. In the year 2000, she was executed through lethal injection, bringing an end to a tragic chapter filled with violence and manipulation. Wanda Jean Allen. Securing the 2nd spot on our list is Wanda Jean Allen, whose life took a tragic turn when she was sentenced to death by the state of Oklahoma for the slaying of her long-term girlfriend. Wanda Jean Allen was born with a low IQ and suffered significant brain damage from traumatic incidents in her past. Throughout her life, she had a history of violent encounters, including a fatal shooting in 1981. Despite her claims of self-defense, Wanda Jean Allen found herself convicted and facing the ultimate punishment, death. In 2001, she met her unfortunate end through lethal injection. Her case stands as a stark reminder of the complex intersection of personal circumstances, legal systems, and the irreparable consequences that can follow.